Hi there BookTube, it's Janet, and today I've got a little book haul for you. Now it's 34 degrees in the northwest of England today, which is ridiculous, and it's way too hot for me. And there's nothing better than sitting in a cool place on a day like this with a cool drink and reading a book. And although I am doing Shelf Slam this year, I did actually fall off the wagon a little bit this month. Now, all the way through this year, I have not bought a book for myself. I have had gifts and I've had subscriptions, but I have not actually been out and bought a book for myself until this month, and I caved. So I'm going to tell you about the books I've got this month. Some are books that were gifted, but some I did buy myself. And the first one I've got to show you, which you might have seen in my Getting Graphic wrap-up, was Nailbiter Volume 6, and this is my Shelf Slam book that Eleanor sent to me, and it was one I've already read, and it's the conclusion to a fantastic psychological crime grisly series, and I absolutely loved it. The next one is also a gift from Eleanor, and this is a Just Because gift, and this is On a Girl by Maggie Thrash, and this is a graphic memoir talking about the author's experiences of a summer camp and discovering that she was gay. Next I've got The Clever Guts Diet by Dr. Michael Mosley. I was watching Dr. Michael Mosley on television, and he does, for anybody who doesn't know who he is, he does a lot of medical science documentaries all about health and nutrition and eating, and I thought he was talking about the benefits of prebiotics and certain foods that it can have on your health and well-being. So I thought, oh, that's quite interesting, I'll give that a go. And it was on a 3 for £10 offer at Amazon, so it would be rude not to. So along with that I bought The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Now I know a lot of people have read this. I believe it's absolutely fantastic. It has got a fabulous pink spine, and oh, I just realised it says Thug on the spine. Penny dropped. And I don't know much about it, to be honest. I've just seen it everywhere, so I'll just do a little read of the back. And it says, 16-year-old Star lives in two worlds: the poor neighbourhood where she was born and raised, and her posh high school in the suburbs. The uneasy balance between them is shattered when Star is the only witness to the fatal shooting of her unarmed best friend Khalil by a police officer. Now what Star says could destroy her community, it could also get her killed. So quite a topical, gritty subject, but obviously quite an important book as well. I'll just have to have a little sip of my ice cold Diet Coke because, like I said, it is so hot here. Oh, that's better. And so, the final book on my 3 for £10 was The Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. Now, I know this is number 3 in the series. I've not read 1 and 2 yet, but I've got 1 and 2 on my shelves. And I've heard good things about this series, so I thought while it was on the 3 for £10 deal, I would buy it, because if I read 1 and 2 and I really liked it, I've got to see where the series goes. The only thing about this book is it is huge, and I have got my mortal fear of big books, but it's so pretty and turquoisey, and even on the spine, I don't know if you can see, there's some shiny on it, and so what are you supposed to do when faced with that? And the next one I've got is also a gift, and this is A New Map of Love by Abby Oliver, and this I had on my wish list, and Eleanor very kindly sent it to me as a little present. I'll tell you what it says on the inside. So it says, George Baxter has settled for a comfortable life, content as the years unfold predictably, until Wynne, his wife of 26 years, dies. With his loyal dog Monty by his side, George throws himself into his work as an antique stealer. Business is at the heart of a village, and all sorts pass through the doors, each person in search of their own little piece of history. When George meets local widow Sylvia Newsom, he imagines a different kind of future, but life has more revelations to offer him. Over the course of an English summer, George uncovers some unexpected mysteries from his past that could shape his tomorrows. Now, I read A Man Called Ove recently, and I am still book hungover from that. I absolutely loved it. So I'm looking for my next Ove, really. But I'd just like to point out that this book, once you take the dust flap off, is a beautiful orange colour with some black writing on the side, and it's just so pretty. My final book buddy box came this month, and the book that we got sent was The Outcast by Kathleen Kent, and that's got a beautiful cover on it. And this seems to be a western. Now, I've only ever read one western before, and that was The Sisters Brothers by Patrick DeWitt, and I absolutely love that, and if you've not read it, I thoroughly recommend it. But this is a richly compelling epic about a group of men who have made a living out of violence and of a woman who will stop at nothing to make a new life for herself. So I'm not going to read any further than that, because that just sounds like a really good kind of feisty female protagonist book, and I'm very keen to read a little bit about the Wild West. And then also in my weekend naughty state, I did buy myself a couple more others, but not too many. But I did buy myself Saga Volume 7, and this is by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples, because whilst I was in the midst of getting graphic, I realised that my pile of graphic novels that I had was really dwindling down to the point where I won't have any left to read, and I really enjoy them. I absolutely love Saga. This is Volume 7. I need to see where it's going, so I just bought it. And I'm over it. I'm fine. But what I also did was buy 2 more books as well. So, as I was saying, I am still on the lookout for my next OVE. So I saw this book, and this is called The Curious Charms of Arthur Pepper. And this is by Fedra Patrick. And that's that one. And that's obviously a little picture there of Arthur chasing, was there a tiger on there? And this says, Arthur and Miriam Pepper were happily married for 40 years. They shared an uneventful life in Yorkshire, 2 children, and had no secrets. At least that's what Arthur thought. Now he's on his own. He gets up every morning, eats his breakfast, waters his plant Frederica, and speaks to nobody unless it is absolutely necessary, until something disrupts his routine. On the 1st anniversary of Miriam's death, Arthur finds a small box containing a gold charm bracelet. On the underside of an elephant charm is a telephone number, and uncharacteristically Arthur picks up the phone. That call changes everything he thought he knew about Miriam. Embarking on a journey, charm by charm, Arthur uncovers his wife's secret life before they met, and along the way he learns more about himself. So that's just so my kind of thing, so I'm really looking forward to reading that one. And the final one I got was so cheap on Amazon. I think it was either $4.99 or $5.99, and it's a hardback book. So this is me justifying my purchase. And this is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. And it's a hardback book, so what can you do when it's on such a deal? And this set, and at the end papers are all just like fabulous crossword puzzles. And again, this is orange with black. There's a bit of a theme. There's a theme going on. I just wonder if they're the same publisher, they're different publishers. So, and this says, she wears the same clothes to work every day, eats the same meal deal for lunch every day, and buys the same 2 bottles of vodka to drink every weekend. Eleanor Oliphant is happy. Nothing is missing from her carefully timetabled life, except sometimes everything. One simple act of kindness is about to shatter the walls Eleanor has built around herself. Now she must learn how to navigate the world that everyone else seems to take for granted. While searching for the courage to face the dark corners she's avoided all her life, change can be good, change can be bad, but surely any change is better than fine. So that just sounds, again, like a really fabulous character that I want to get to know. So I'm looking forward to all of these. So I did have a little bit of weakness this month, and I have bought some books, but I'm really looking forward to reading them. And I've read so many books off my shelves this year that I felt I deserved a little treat. So let me know if you've read any of these and what you think of them. I will see you all soon. Keep reading. Bye!